Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Bliss Beyond the Buzz. Coach Janet. I hope everybody's having a beautiful Sunday. Thanks for joining me. Today, we are going to be talking about quitting. Good morning. Thanks for joining. Today we're going to talk about quitting. So let's talk about it. First of all, what do we think of when we think about a quitter? You know, the first thing you think is, it's a loser. I'm a quitter. I'm not doing good. Blah blah blah. And you think about, I always, think about that statement, that quote, the famous quote: "Quitters never win, and winners never quit." Never quit. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we teach our children that. Good morning, Tammy. We teach our children that we never want to quit. Just keep at it. Just keep going. But you know what? That's not always the best thing, is it? I mean, think about the times in your life where you have stuck with things to your own detriment. There are times when you need to quit, and there's times when you absolutely should not quit. So how do you know the difference? I mean, it can be a little bit daunting and confusing to think about it. And obviously there's no fast, pat answer for it. But, when we teach our kids, we want to teach perseverance, tenacity. We want to teach our kids, and we want to be ourselves, the kind of people that don't give up. Nobody gets proficient in something by giving up. And we all feel like giving up at the beginning of something, especially when you start a new project, maybe you start a new job, maybe you start a new business. and it's like, I don't know this, it's overwhelming. But, think about playing an instrument, anything else that you do, you're going to have to keep practicing. You're going to have to keep working at it. You're not going to be good at it just right out of the gate. Most of us anyway. So we want to have that tenacity, that stick-to-itiveness. But sometimes I think, especially I've seen it in my life, that can be a negative thing. We can stick to things that maybe we should give up. We can stick to things because we think we should. So let's talk about 6 signs that you should quit. Now, first of all, I just want to get it out of the way. If you're doing something bad for yourself, you need to quit. I talked about it. It's like if you are drunk driving, you need to stop. If you are doing a substance that is very bad for you, okay, I'm going to say alcohol, but you know what I'm saying. You need to quit. If you're doing something destructive, this is not for you. I'm not talking about don't quit here. When you need to quit something. I'm talking about right now about other relationships and things that we do. So 6 signs that you should consider quitting. Okay, number 1, it's making you sick. Okay, this is so true. Our physical and our emotional being tied together. And when we are doing something that we just hate, our body's going to respond. Our psyche's going to respond. If you go to this job and you just hate it, I mean, whether it's a relationship, a habit, a job, whatever it is, and you keep trying to do it, because you think it's going to get better, and you just have this false hope, really, and you keep pushing forward, and you think it's gonna get better. But Sunday night, you get that churning in your belly, that dread. Oh, I've got to go back to work tomorrow. Oh, my stomach hurts. I hate it. Okay, you better think about maybe making a change. What about a relationship? You've been in this relationship for a long time, but the weekend's starting to come, and you're going to be trapped at home with your significant other, and you're like dreading it. What do you need to do here? Sometimes just because you've been in it doesn't mean you need to stay. If it's making you sick, don't hesitate. Give it up, quit, move on. Second thing is, the only reason that you do this, the only reason you're sticking with it, is because you've put so much time and effort in it. You don't want to do it. You don't want to do it, but you feel trapped. Okay, you've got this girlfriend that you've been friends since high school. Every time you get together, she it's miserable. You know, she just sucks the life out of you. She calls you out of all the time, and she never has anything positive to say. She's a drain. She's an energy vampire, and yet you feel like, you know what, we've been friends forever. I can't possibly give up that relationship. You know, blah blah blah. There's those kind of things where you stay in it because of the sunk cost. I think about jobs. I told you the other week about the girl who went to law school, and she just you know, spent all that money, all that school, all that effort, and she hated her profession. What can she do? Stay the rest of her life in this profession that she hates because she has some sunk costs? I think about a 25-year marriage. Ooh, let me tell you a little bit about it. You've been married for 25 years. You think, oh, I can't, you know, I've put so much time, effort, you know, my life into this marriage. I can't, you know, I can't get out of it. Well, guess what? You need to get out. Sunk cost aside. Sometimes, even if you've put a lot of energy, a lot of effort, and a lot of money into something, it's not going to give you a return. There's no need to keep pouring more after more. Take your losses, cut your losses, and move on. All right, number 3, you're only doing this for someone else. Okay, we were all guilty of this. I mentioned about the girl in law school. Let's just say whatever it is, your parents have this idea of what they want for your life. You know, your parents have all been in the medical field, and they really, really want you to be a nurse, and you know you're destined to go to nursing school, but you don't like the sight of blood. You want to be a park ranger. You want to spend time outdoors. What should you do? Should you just do it because someone else wants you to do it? Should you just live their dream? No, think about it. It might be time to quit. Maybe even quit before you get that sunk cost in. If you can realize that this is not what you want and not going to serve you and not going to make you happy, maybe you can quit before you spend 25 years in it. But anyway, if you're simply doing it because someone else wants you to do it, you may need to check yourself. So I was thinking about a girl who signed up for a class with her friend. Okay, it's a 45-minute drive. It's a 2-hour class. 45-minute drive home on a Saturday. Every Saturday for 6 weeks, she signed up for this class. First class, she goes, she hates it. She just doesn't want to do it. It's sucking up all her Saturday, and she starts to get resentful. She's dreading it. She's starting to feel sick. Guess what? Better to tell your friend, hey, sorry, this is not for me. Yeah, she's going to be disappointed, but do you want to spend 6 weeks like this? Sometimes we have to say things. We have to make the choice to quit, even when it's not going to be the popular decision. All right, number 4, fear. Fear is stopping you from quitting, okay? Maybe it is that sunk cost. It's already up. Your job. You've spent 20 years in a profession. This is all I know how to do. I'm never going to be able to do anything else. You start telling yourself fear will keep you trapped in your relationship, in your habits. I think about alcohol. You know, let's stop alcohol. It's not serving me. I feel bad. Every morning I get up. I'm not feeling great. I should stop. Well, then I think, well, what am I going to do? All my friends drink. That's how I'm social. I'm going to be boring. I'm going to miss it. It's not, you know, you start fearing, how could I live without it? And so you let the fear control you and keep you trapped in the thing that you don't want to do. Number 5, ego. Well, you might not want to admit this one, but a lot of times we stick with things because we don't want to look like a failure. Okay, let's just say that you decided that you want to become a personal trainer. And so you go through the class, you take the course, you go through it all. You post everywhere on your Facebook, on your social media. Ooh, I'm a personal trainer. Look at me. You got your cards. You've ordered them all. And you go, and guess what? This is not for you. After a month or two, you realize, oh my gosh, I'm in the gym all the time. These people are not committed. It's late night hours. I have to be here on the weekend. This is not what I signed up for. What was I thinking? What do? Oh, do you say, oh, I'm a quitter. I'm no good. it's your ego. Sometimes it's okay to quit. It's not necessarily a failure. And I have to tell myself this, and I've heard this advice, and I think it's good advice. I say, man, I've tried a lot of things. Oh, I was going to be a real estate agent. Oh, I was going to sell essential oils. I was going to become a personal trainer. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I get into it and decide it's really not suiting me. So I quit. Does that make me a failure? Does that make me a loser? What the advice has been is, guess what? If you realize it and you are courageous enough to make that decision, anything you try is a new learning experience. Anything you try is added value. It doesn't mean that you have to stick with it for the rest of your life. I'm not saying the first thing to do is quit, but I'm saying sometimes it is time. All right, last tip, or the last sign that you should quit, is you just need a break. Don't quit until you've taken a break, okay? Now, every relationship, every job, every hard thing that we do, that we need to stick to it, sometimes you get burnt out, you're ready to throw in the towel, you're ready to quit. And sometimes we could quit too early. And so maybe you just need a break. Maybe your job is not that bad, and maybe you just need a vacation. It doesn't matter if you're doing something that you love and you are doing it too much, too often, and not giving yourself a break. That could be. If there's too much togetherness, we look at the pandemic, people who hadn't had their own lives and were out working, now they're all stuck at home. I mean, I'm sure some marriages were breaking up over being stuck together. Maybe you just need a break from that relationship, from that job, from that habit, whatever it is. So that all said, I can't tell you when it's time to quit. That's up to you. You need to know, though, that if it's not serving you, it is time to quit. Even if it's something that, quote, you've put a lot of effort, money, and time in, even if it's something that everybody else wants you to do, it still may be time for you to quit. And it's okay to quit. In fact, sometimes it is actually healthier for you to quit than to keep on pushing through and being miserable. There is a balance, and we can't just quit the minute that things get hard. You got that. The point is of no return is when we keep persevering, we keep determined, we keep trying, and our willpower just keeps going and going and going, but it's no longer beneficial. Sometimes the trying outweighs the benefits, and then it is time to consider quitting. So, what about you? It's okay to quit. Is there something in your life that you know is not serving you, that's not working for you? Maybe it is a relationship with a friend, with a family member, with a significant other that is toxic, that is not bringing any value. You've tried giving it a break, and it's time for you to quit. Let's talk about habits. Let's talk about, for instance, alcohol. You think it's fun, you think it's relaxing you think it's making you happy and bringing you. Is it really? Try taking a break from it and see what you think. Try taking a break. Maybe quitting is the thing to do. So to sum up the 6 reasons or the 6 signs, think about it. If what you're doing is making you sick physically, emotionally, you need to think about making a plan to get out. If the only reason you're doing it is because you've already been doing it so long, it's sometimes that's why we do things, isn't it? It's just what we do. Oh yeah, I've been doing it forever. I hate it, but yep, that's what I do. No, you don't have to. Life's too short. Make a different decision. Maybe you're doing it for someone else. This is what everybody expects of you. You can't live your life constantly because someone else expects you to be a certain way or person. That is a miserable road to not living your authentic self. Don't let the fear hold you back. Fear that you're not going to be the same without this in your life, fear that you could never have another relationship, fear that you would be boring or hate life if you didn't drink, if you gave it up, fear that you could never get another job. I mean, don't let fear control you. Throw the ego aside. you know what? You didn't fail. So what if you maybe this is your second divorce. Maybe this is a friendship that you wish you could have kept. Things change, people. We have to move on. We have to make sure that we're checking ourselves and making sure that we're taking care of ourselves and getting rid of the things in our lives that don't serve us, that are not good for us, that are toxic for us. So what are you going to get rid of today? What are you going to make a change? You don't have to do it right away. Just like I said, take a break. Maybe it is alcohol. You know that's close to my heart. Taking a break from alcohol changed my life. It freed up space for me to do a lot of different things and for me to care about myself and start doing things that make me passionate about me. So what are you going to quit today? What are you doing that's not serving you? Think about it and make a plan to make a change. All right, guys, listen, I would love for you to put a comment in there. Oh, thanks, Dawn. I see it right there. I'd love for you to comment on what you're seeing. I'd love for you to share this or like my page. Anyway, thanks for joining me this Sunday morning. Every Sunday, Coach Janet with Sober Sunday. See you next week. Bye.